Hello, this is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. Very happy to have Craig back on the channel. You guys might remember him. He comes up with these awesome trailers. He had that square drop trailer, he had the Stealth Bomber boat trailer, the coffin camper. Now he has the Mini Cube. So join us for a tour.
Thank you, Patrick, for having me back. This is my new build, the Mini Cube camper. We could start the tour. So it's on a 40 by 48 Harbor Freight trailer, the smallest, cheapest trailer you can buy. The cab itself is only 5 foot. So with the tongue, it's about 8 foot. And then the whole purpose of this build was to build the smallest, cheapest camper. You know, I have a really small car, I can't pull much. So I wanted to build the smallest camper that I could possibly build. So that's basically what this build, and I had only a budget of $1,000. So this came in at a little less than $1,000 to build it. First we start with the inside. So the inside could fit a little smaller than a twin size mattress. I believe it's a 31-inch mattress that I got off of Amazon. It was $37. It was a memory foam mattress. It's more than a 3-inch memory foam. It's pretty comfortable. I have no complaints with it. So it folded out now, so you can only sit in here, or a dog can sit in here. But as it's closed up, you can't lay down yet. But we'll show you exactly how to do that. Right here, I have my telephone holder. I use it a lot when I'm at night looking at videos and looking online. It telescopes out. It's pretty cool. I use it all the time. I have 2 little lights here and there. I have a little electric heater. The thing with this camper and other campers like it, the body heat is a lot. Just sitting in here for an hour without a heater, it gets really hot in here. So you really don't need a heater much, but I was going somewhere in the winter and there was electric hookups, so I just took a $10 Amazon heater and put a TV mount on it, and I just used it that one time, and that was pretty much that. So I have 2 porthole windows, one in the top and one in the side. So I can't open them right now from the inside, but you can push them out and kind of pull them in. But there's little latches on it where you can open it and close it from the outside, but eventually I'm going to modify it. So here's the vent. It's such a small area that you need a decent sized vent or you'll suffocate. And let's go back to the kitchen area. So I made a countertop. It serves as a dual purpose. So it's a slide out countertop, and it also extends the cab from, this cab now went from 5 feet. Now it fits a 6 foot long mattress. All right. So it's actually pretty comfortable. I'm only 5'7", so it's way more than enough room. And you know, like I said, with the phone holder, it's great for watching video, Netflix at night. Electric, I have a little portable speaker that I take out and I charge in the car. So back to the countertop, I just used plywood on the 1-bys on the countertop. I polyurethaned it and sealed it, so when you keep this extended during the rain, it's not going to leak. I have weather stripping on either sides and the back. And then this is the cargo apartment where I put all my kitchen gear, my stove. I love this little stove. It takes propane cans and then all my cooking utensils. This area I left for my folding chairs. So I always take a couple folding chairs with me, and I wanted a place to put folding chairs. That was a big thing on my list to do. One of the purposes of building this camper was to take all my camping stuff and all my sports stuff and put it in one spot. So I wanted to be able to hold my kayak. I have a paddle, a place to hold a paddle on each side. I have room for fishing poles. I have room for the life vests. I have this for my cooler. I made a rack at a conduit pipe. The tongue, it's a 3-foot tongue, and then I have this wheel which extends out. It's not adjustable, but I made sure it was level. So if you're on level ground, it's going to stay level. Room for the fishing poles and fishing nets. There's a solar light right here. It's probably a little too light, but it comes on at night. You can, and then I have locks because these little trailers are very prone to being stolen. So I have this for the tongue. I have this for this right here, and then I have a wheel lock, and then I plan to air tag it too, because I see on a lot of chats these get stolen a lot and then they never get heard from again because they're so tiny, and it's easy to switch VIN numbers and stuff like that. So if you have something like this, just be careful. The weight of the trailer is about 350 pounds. The tongue weight's about 50 pounds. I mean, it's very easy to pick up and move around. So it's made out of, I have 2x2 frame, and it's made out of 1/4 inch plywood on either side. The floor is made out of a 1/2 inch plywood, and it's wrapped in aluminum trim coil. So it's regular Home Depot 24-inch trim coil. It's very cheap, and it was very easy to work with. You can buy like a tool on Amazon for like 20 bucks to just bend the corners, and I just overlapped it and sealed it up with silicone. And instead of using the aluminum corner molding, I went with plastic, and I just spray painted aluminum. It was 4 times as cheap. These go for, you know, $5 a section. The aluminum gets very expensive, you know, $20 a section. So I just went with that, and it seems like it works pretty good. I saved a lot of money that way. Back here, I keep the rest of my camping gear. Because I always don't bring my camper, so when I go like hiking or go canoe camping, I try to keep out all my like survival gear, flashlights, and phone case for the canoe, and first aid kits. So I keep this stuff in my car rather than in my camper. I have a little electric kettle that I've used a couple times, and pots and little utensils and things, walking sticks. So I keep a little bit of camping stuff with me wherever I go, because I don't always bring my camper when I do like little trips. Pick up the cooler. It just sits in here. I use different coolers for different trips, so I always don't use a cooler this big, and I can use this storage space for something else if I wanted to. So I go back here and I want to close this up. I just start putting my stuff away, my stove, and then it's easy as this. It's just, you lock it up and you're ready to go, and then when you pull it out, and the good thing about this is when the floor closes, it kind of locks itself. So as much as you pull on it, it's not gonna, so you would have to lift it up, and then it's very simple. I didn't want to make a big camper, so that's why I went with the pull-out, where I can fold it up and make it real small. So this is when it's fully closed up. So the floor folds in on itself. So now it's a little less than 5 feet. And I have 2 storage compartments right here for sheets and blankets, and another one for a comforter. And then I use this memory foam mattress that folds up, and then I bungee it with the pillows. So I still have this area for storage space when I want to go camping. So what I use on the floor is I spent $9 on Amazon, and I got the stick tiles, which seems to work. I used a little bit of glue, and it seems to work fine. You know, I tried to cut corners and save money wherever I could. The wallpaper I got for $9 on Amazon. So the thing with that is I scour every night looking for deals. I wait till stuff goes on sale, stuff like that. Try to, you know, save money and keep under my budget. So because this camper doesn't have electricity, I use a battery box. So I took a battery box I got for $8 off Amazon, and I attached a bunch of things to it. I use my Deep Cycle 50 amp boat battery. So I hooked a little radio. I have 6 USB ports. I have a 12 volt car adapter. I can still hook my trolling motor up to it. I have 3 lights, I have my phone holder, and I have an antenna for the radio. So this supplements me not having to wire up this camper, and I can also use this. I use this when I go canoe camping and when I not able to bring my camper on small trips. So I have a power inverter in here. I don't have the battery, I have it charging, but this hooks up to this right here where I could just charge a laptop or something small. It's not going to do anything crazy. Just like simple things, not any heating elements or anything like that, like coffee makers or anything like that, but it'll charge, you know, laptops and tablets and stuff like that. This was built on the smallest trailer I could find. It's a Harbor Freight trailer. It goes for $399. I got it on sale. I think I paid $329. It was on sale for a couple months ago. I think I paid a little less than that. But here's the thing with Harbor Freight trailers, that it's only rated for about 55 miles an hour or something like that, and then it's only rated for about 1,100 pounds, this one. So if you want to really build something bigger or travel across the country, you're going to interstate for 80 miles an hour, you don't want to use a Harbor Freight trailer. You want to go with something bigger, but that really, you could spend a couple grand on a trailer if you wanted to, but for me, this is fine. I only go 50, 100 miles away. I go on weekend camping trips. I only, you know, go camping for 1 or 2 nights. I avoid the interstates. I don't take this 80 miles an hour, you know, barreling down the highway. I keep it nice and simple. I go on back roads, you know, try to stay 50, 55 miles an hour like it says. And I keep it light. This thing only weighs 350 pounds. No problem with my Kia Soul or any other car. I don't think any car would have a problem towing something this light.
Well, this is awesome, Craig. I like the fact that it is 350 pounds, 50-pound hitch weight. It's smaller, way smaller than the vehicle, so it's going to be easy to store. And you built it for under $1,000. $1,000. That's great.
Yeah.
And you had the coffin camper. That was made out of like foam.
Foam,
this is
yes.
a little bit more durable because it's on a trailer platform instead of a hitch platform.
It's on a trailer platform. The problem I had with the coffin camper was it wasn't so much the size. I could get into it now to it, but it was a problem loading it onto my car by myself and taking it off. That was the biggest drawback of the camper. I wound up taking it apart and using it for this build. I used the door and the windows from that build, because I just had problems. I go camping by myself sometimes, and I had problems getting it off the camper and getting it back on by myself. So it was a little bulky. It wasn't heavy, but it was hard to maneuver. So that's why I went with something a little stable where I could just hook up and go.
Well, thank you very much for sharing it with my audience. I'm sure I'll be back because you're always building some cool stuff. This is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. I'll see you next time.
All right.